that binding I put on yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I got to rip it all off because I can't get it to go around to the front.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody that
And
is
that's because
here.
I'm used to doing 2.5.
Good morning. Oh, my thing will not go away.
Woo!
So, good morning, Melanie and Susan, Rita, Deb, Mona, and Mike. Oh, and Ginger. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Is
So
this
we're
the
little.
ginger that does the box? The ginger box?
Um, I could not tell you.
I don't
I
know
can't
either.
answer. So, Ginger, if that is you, you just let me know. The link is posted up at the top for anybody who would like to join. Oh, she said no. Um, I had a late night last night watching, well, late for me watching. So, yeah, Mona was in there buying, she was making purchases. Um, and Mona, I was looking at the pattern for your next sew along. So that's what we were discussing. Although I was doing charades because Deb couldn't hear me on the background. I had to restart my computer. But we won't say why she couldn't hear me. She just was not able to hear me.
I was going, hello, hello.
Yes. So what's happening with everybody? Deb, I feel like I've just seen you yesterday on Mona's Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mona, I went to bed soon after I talked to you. I was so tired, but I managed to get more polka dots. So I'm gonna have several polka dot quilts here in the future. You're having coffee with Phyllis Diller.
Hey, let me tell you. I was singing this morning. I was singing the song about Betty Davis eyes. Only I changed the words to Phyllis Diller hair because my hair was so wild.
Hey, Melissa. Yes, I did get more polka dots, and so did Mona. Hey, Sherry Rose. Good morning. Good
I
morning,
figured you both
everybody.
had money.
Well, you can never have enough, and I have a plan to use all these polka dots. I'm gathering all the different colors and sizes. And I think what I'm going to do, and I don't know what the block is called, but you know that star block that is half and half different colors? You know what star block I'm talking about? Uh,
No.
I am going to make those star blocks for my next charity quilt because they're relatively easy. Oh my gosh, I think I got some Phyllis Diller hair going too. I don't know what is going on.
I
Oh,
know.
it's the humidity. It is so hot outside. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. So let's see. I have nothing to show you. My big Soya order has not come in. I did make a few purchases from Rita from her shop, but don't want to show you that because it is for a future giveaway. And so that's got to be a little secret. I know my hair, I think it's almost 80 degrees here in Georgia right now. It is so warm outside. And my husband's going to go walking in. I said, okay. Is that maybe that's what it is, Brenda? It's the slit star. I think it's really pretty. I don't know the name of the block, but I think it would be really pretty in all those polka dots and all the different sizes. So I plan on attempting that. I don't know where I'm going to get, and it probably will not happen until sometime in August. Um, and as an announcement, if you have not heard, oh no, Mona, I'm not showing any giveaways. I'm not showing, but so if you have not heard, Mona is doing a Christmas in July. Deb and I will be participating, and Mike, who is in here, will be participating in this Christmas in July what do you call them? Ornament thingy. Okay, Brenda, I'm gonna have to look it up. I was looking up half stars. I didn't. I mean, I had just brain freeze. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Joe.
It's a Mona. Mona? Why don't you just come up? It's a collab. Yes. So it is a collab between several different collaborators, and I think there's 10 so far. There will be instructions on how to participate and how you have an opportunity to win a giveaway. Um, My mind's really not functioning this morning. It's like jello this morning.
And I just
She's
added
on
you.
that mom. Yes, it's gonna be really, really fun. I already picked out my grand prize um giveaway that will go in the basket or whatever Mona is deciding to call it. I don't know. I think I have like Pee Wee Herman hair going on. My hair is just not doing what it's supposed to do. The gray has a mind of its own. So what?
Gray always does.
Yeah, the gray never stays in place. I don't know what's going
It
on.
don't stay in place and it always looks funky.
Yeah, it's like you got wires coming out of your hair.
Yeah.
Grand gift winner. Simona is trying to instruct us from the comments section, and we're getting very Farrah Fawcettly. So thank you. What's that? 70s, 80s, 70s? Isn't it? Farrah Fawcett was the
Yeah.
70s.
Farrah Fawcett was the 70s.
You're aging me, aging me. Mona Diller. So yeah, so look for information about that. I will be releasing a hey Melanie. Excuse me. I'll be releasing a video soon with details from my end and how to participate on my end. And Deb will be doing one soon. Maybe Deb will even go live.
Oh my God. And I ordered two webcams so that I can get close to my sewing machine. I almost said my computer. My sewing machine, and then a second one so if I need to show something with my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be here. I don't remember. They should be here soon. And I got a new selfie stick too. Figured while I was ordering everything, might as well get it all that I want.
So Susan, is that what it's called? The split Ohio stars? That could be it too. I'm gonna have to write these down and look for it because that's really what my intention is to with the polka dots. I think it would be really fun for children. My hair, Moated Lasagna said, my hair is still completely brown. My beard and stash are total white. Ooh.
Hi, Mike. Or not Mike, Sean.
So
I had
that
Sean on the brain but said Mike.
so that would be interesting. That in pictures that would be interesting. Well, my husband doesn't have any gray in his head. His hair is still brown, but he has everywhere else. I mean, his beard. If he grows out, his beard is gray. things that grow out the ears and stuff. Those are great. The chest, you know about them men issues. Hair grows everywhere, and all of that is gray except the top of his head. The top of his head is brown.
My brother, that's 7 years older than me, at one time back in the 70s,
Hmm.
maybe 80s, he had sandy blonde hair. He had brown beard here, and then a red mustache and red right down here.
Hmm.
And it was all natural.
Mona, if you are still listening, I am trying to think of that creator's name that you gave me, and he posts a lot of things. He is so funny. He makes coats. He sews and makes coats, and he was showing that he bought this vintage Singer sewing machine that was really, really pretty. And I mean, his Mona was saying that she watched him, and so I went and subscribed to his channel, and he is really, really funny. My sew is it my sewing machine or my so-called life? Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, thank you for being here. Emoti Lasagna, Sean, I'm sorry I didn't welcome you in. We spoke about your hair and shared what you were saying. Yeah, so he is so funny. If you ever get a chance, he's funny. He does. I don't think he quilts. I think he just makes jackets, and it's So Sean said, when I was in my 20s, my beard was red. My son Sean Jr. looks exactly like me, could be a twin. I told him he would be the same when he gets older. So let me tell you about, I've mentioned before I'm adopted by Puerto Ricans, and I have the two adopted brothers and my sister, and my one brother was a redhead. I mean, he was full redhead. Now my adoptive family, they were all dark hair. They were the dark haired Puerto Ricans, and out pops this redheaded child. And we wondered if he was adopted too. Nobody ever confessed to that. But he was the only redhead, and they said that it had skipped several generations, but there used to be redheads in the family. And they had pictures of redheads, but he was redhead and freckles and would burn really, really easy. And the rest of us just got dark. Thanks, Mona, for posting that. Yeah, he does jackets and hammer pants. He is really funny. It's if you just want to watch something to Hi Andrea. Um if you want to watch something just to watch, he's really funny. It's And he also replies if you make a comment. He's very good about replying. Um, so he's really fun. Just if you're looking for something different. All right. So what do we have to talk about? It seems like all I've been doing is lives or being on camera all week long, and I feel like I have nothing left to talk about. We still have my Fat Quarter Challenge coming up. It's going to be the tail end of July since I have the That's too late, Mona. 10 or 11 is like too late for me. In a couple of hours, I'll be waking up. Thanks, Joe. So, Susan, for upcoming so-longs, Deb and Rowena and Mona are going to be doing
And Sheila,
and Sheila will be doing the cake pop. It's the cake pop, right? They're going to be doing the cake pop so along. Mona will have information about that, and they will be doing it on. They will be doing it on Mona's Mondays lives. Brenda, I was adopted at 2.5 with 23 and me. I discovered my birth father and half brothers and sisters. I never found out, back when I was adopted, we didn't talk about adoption and they never said anything. And to this day, my mother has never actually said that I was adopted. It's just not spoken about. But I am the only Asian in that family, and unless my mother did something with the postman. Um, but the only reason why I found out that I was adopted, beside the fact that I don't look like any of them, is my aunt. My aunt said something to me. She had mentioned it to me. Thanks, Mona, for posting that link. So, Deb is busy picking out. She's got Jack in her hand, and that is why she's looking down. But
It's
so
my
yeah,
favorite Jack.
her favorite Jack. So is everybody working on? What's everybody doing? What's your plans for this day? What's your plans for the summer? What is going on? Mike, I'm going to have to put you in Nightbot so it just pops up automatically. Fancy. Mama said fancy.
Well, I was trying a 2-inch binding yesterday, and you can see today I'm picking it out, and I'm going back to my 2.5-inch.
Did you have fun, Mike, at Jean's? I just was not able to participate in that. My weekends are just too full, especially with the grandson. Yeah, Rita, green beans, you can send some my way. You have my address. I would like them jarred, though. I would like them all canned and sent to me. I don't want to have to do the work for them. Melissa said she'll be picking up Jack again soon. I'm finishing the bottom row of my carnival quilt. Then she can do the border. So you're almost finished with that. Susan, I want to see that block. You need to email me a picture of that. Oh, you got Minky? They had a Minky sale on Soya last night. And I've never worked with Minky. Mike said he's having a blast, so that must still be going on. Yes, the green bean queen is in the house, Rita.
It's been really quiet this weekend because Mike's not around.
And Melanie just moved from California to Mississippi. All of her sewing. So are you enjoying the humidity in Mississippi? Because them summer hot months can be a little warm.
She moved back to Mississippi. That's where she was born.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always nice. Going home is always nice. Lisa, making a scrappy trip around the world from Sister Chicks. Ooh, them king size quilts tops are really difficult. 81 blocks. You should email me a picture of that too. Email me what you're working on. I'll put it on my community tab and share it out. Mike is saying sorry, Deb, because
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Sherry Rose, that I'm really interested to see what that prayer quilt looks like. So Susan will need to email me a picture so I can post it on my community. So Blessed by Jess is here. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Jess.
morning. Now I'm going to have to look what a prayer what the prayer quilt. Who's that pattern from, Susan? Oh, I think I may tie it and hand quilt parts of it.
Good morning, Debbie.
Well, you could free motion quilt the top, Lisa. It wouldn't take. I think we're doing a free motion quilt on a domestic is a lot easier than line sewing those big quilts. Oh, it's a panel. I still want to see. I was in a Hobby Lobby and I saw a panel for the Lord's Supper, and I thought that was neat. It reminded me of the 70s.
Oh, good God, the 70s.
And Sherry is working on a scripture wall hanging and Sunday sew and pray day. Debbie! I'm doing it for Mike. Hey, Debbie. If anybody wants to come up, the link is posted on the top of the page. Just click on. I just need to see your face when you come on. Yes, Debbie, how's your daughter? Melanie is saying she was raised in Mississippi but born in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Army brat, married to a Navy guy. He's retired now.
Oh, I didn't know about Kentucky.
Funny thing, we were talking about Kentucky yesterday, my husband and my grandson, and there was a vendor who was selling military caps to raise money for a veterans program here locally, and my husband picked out the Navy one, and because he was in the Navy, and my grandson wanted the Air Force one, and he said it's because the Navy sucks. And I mean, and it was so funny. Then he came up, he goes, "Do you think I hurt my papa's feelings?" I said, "No, no." But I don't know what the Army does. What does the Army do? I know what the Marines do. I know what the Navy does. I know what the Air Force does, but I'm not sure what the Army does. Do they do most of those drone things? She's in a lot of pain, but hanging in there. All right, I'm sure that you're really, really tired. I'm sure you're really tired and you need to take care of yourself too. You have those grandchildren that you'll have to give some extra loving to. Yeah, we spent many, many years in the Navy. I miss the community. I miss the military community. Um, so what else is going on? Oh, and Debbie G, I didn't know about your daughter being in an accident until Mona and Deb told me yesterday. Somehow I missed it. So I'm sorry. We got Mona working. She's just putting everybody's link. She's just dropping everybody's link. So
Well,
Debbie,
that's why she's got the wrench.
yeah. Deb, what else are you working on? What else are you doing? Come on. Help keep me company.
Well, I still have to sandwich Old Glory. And the reason I don't have it sandwiched is I don't have a place big enough to lay it out.
Mm-hmm.
I
Um,
was going to do it on my bed, but even that's awkward for me. I have a really bad back, so I can't bend over
mm-hmm.
for more than a minute or two at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been sitting there.
Because that's what you have a husband for. Tell him go ahead.
Well,
Face that quilt
he
for
needs
you.
to help. I told him he needs to help me, but he's like, I ain't doing it until you're in here.
Well, Melanie, that's what I was thinking, and I just really couldn't figure because I've not been around army bases. You know, the Marines are a division of the Navy, and then I know what the Air Force does, and I knew what the SEALs with the Navy and everybody else did, but I was not sure about the Army's function. If they go in after the Marines at the same time of the Marines, are they the ones that operate the drones?
They're the ones that are the on the ground guys.
Yeah, so and Mike said, "Yeah, go tell him to sandwich."
Well, I have like four that need sandwiched right now. One,
Mm-hmm.
two, three, four. I've got at least four that I need to sandwich so I can quilt them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all decent sized. Nothing huge, but still.
Maybe when you get a chance, you could invest in one of these, the Husky tables I have, or one of those other tables that will roll up that you can raise and lower. My
Uh,
table, yeah, my table is only 5 foot, but I can go ahead and sandwich quilts on it that are up to 60 inches.
well, see, I've got this table behind me, and I have a really long um, cutting mat on it. And the cutting mat is 56 inches. And of course, there's a little bit of table on each end. But I have it full of crap
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have enough room to put it all.
Sean said that you could go to a church or someplace with and use their tables and things. I do mine on my bed. I base mine on my bed.
Well, it's all in there on the top of the dresser so that I can
Hmm.
do it in there. It's just I haven't
Get
gone
around to do
back
it.
in there to do it. And then I have one there, and I have two here, and one up there. I've been slowly putting them into little project boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Get them out of my way until I actually finish them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've just been buying containers because I foresee more fabric coming my way. And since Mona gave me the suggestion of storing fabric under my bed, I now have more room to buy more containers and fabric.
You should
So,
have plenty of room under the bed and in the attic.
no, no attic. Only Mike has the attic. Only Mike. Yeah, I can't use the basing spray because of my husband's asthma.
I have those drawers, Mona, but it's under my white table, and they're all full.
Yeah, I have drawers on wheels. I have drawers. A she shed. Husband still hasn't said yes to that. Still trying to convince him that. And I really want to be in the house, so I told him he needed to get an air conditioned shed for me just to store my fabric and for me to hide fabric. So we'll see. We'll see.
I have stuff in the kitchen, the living room, this room, and now I have that pieces of the quilt in my bedroom. So
Mona said that it no attic, it's creepy. Basement is sandstone, even creepier. Well, Mona, I think you said your house was built in the late 1800s. So, or it was built in like 1880 something, 1890 something. Ooh.
my dad and my brother were both Army. And then when I married this guy, he's Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you would have been, oh, Air Force, yeah. You know, it's interesting that the Navy has more planes than the Air Force, and the Air Force has more ships than the Navy.
My husband was stationed in the Philippines.
Sean lives in a one-bedroom apartment. My living room is filled with handy quilter, and my bedroom has all my fabric. Wow. I wouldn't, I have no problem being surrounded by my love of fabric and all the fabrics and all the things. I think my husband would not be happy. And then they were talking about back surgery. Oh, and Mike has half of his house at his disposal. He's getting a little resistance. Just take it. You know, if the room is there now, just go ahead, claim it, move your things, just do it today.
Yep.
Drop everything you're doing because once it's there, it's your
Once
space.
it's
It's
there, they
just
don't
yours.
say. Once it's there, they don't say nothing.
Right. It's your space. Go ahead, move stuff. Take it. Yes, take it. Claim
This
it.
room is our guest room, but
Mm-hmm.
and I had it as a guest room for a long time, and then of course kids moved back.
Mm-hmm.
I've had all three of my kids back for some length of time.
Mm-hmm.
One of my girls was here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Only a couple months, Mom,
Yeah.
and it was 3 years. But after she left, we really didn't do a whole lot with this room. I did bring my computer desk in here,
Mm-hmm.
but that's it. Nothing else changed until I started taking it over.
Yes, Mike is like, take it, take it. Yes, Joe said, take it all. You have to claim it. You know, if you are any type of creator and you need the space, just take it inch by inch, foot by foot. Just take it. Just start stacking things up in it. Don't make any excuses. Just claim it.
I've had two
Yes,
neck surgeries.
Susan, yes, thank you. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers today. Whether you are raising a child, help raise your nephew, and you play a very vital role in their lives, you are so important, and I appreciate it. I had a good daddy and miss him very much. Mona, that's a good idea. Get rid of the furniture. You don't. What was it? Ian says that he just needs a chair to sit on and another chair for if somebody comes over. When he did his whole living room in his apartment, yeah, Susan, my dad will almost have been gone a year. So what I've decided was in my home, I took the kids' room and they're in the other room. And I said that if they ever need to come back, I'll just help pay the hotel for them. that there's always room here for them. But if they need more than two rooms, I'll just get a hotel room for them.
Yeah, we tell all the kids now, if you're coming to town to visit or anything, you need to stay in a motel.
Yeah. I like having my kid. I like having my daughter and my grandbabies around, but I don't always want to have to move things. Um, you could make a whole studio. Can you imagine? I just having that much space would make me so happy. I would never have to come back out again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
I'm
get food.
satisfied with staying in one room, you know?
And what is it? Those things that are called? What is it? A dumb waiter that used to go up and down between floors in the big houses.
Yep.
So I could install a dumb waiter, and people could just deliver my deliveries to me that way. Deliver my food.
You would need a side waiter, though.
Oh, what?
Well, yeah, you don't have floors to go up and down.
Oh, true, true. No, I said if I had a studio.
Oh,
Yeah, if I had multiple floors, I would just have to get a dumb waiter.
I I have my dad and my brother are Army. I have
Mhm,
nieces and nephews that are Army. And my husband's the only one that I know that went Air Force.
mhm,
Now, my brother that was in the Army, he worked on the tanks,
mhm.
which was very cool. But he worked on all the tanks and he was the mechanic for them all. So he didn't have to go out in the field
Mhm.
because they always brought the tanks to him to work on.
Susan, I don't buy. I have one bolt of tone on tone white. I don't use a lot of white when I quilt because most of my quilts are charity quilts. I use an off color and I'll buy it by the boat or by 5 yards. WG, you're so funny. I really don't think you can have too much space when you quilt or create. You really need that room to move around, to buy more cubbies and store things. And as you expand, you need an area for each. It needs to be like a library. This is my FPP stuff. This is my EPP stuff. This is my hand quilting stuff.
My
This is
husband
my.
even, my husband even said once, "Do you want me to move out so you can have this room too?"
And did you say, well, how far will you
And
go?
I said, "Well, that's an idea." And he says, "Oh, you so want to get slapped."
It- oh, I'm sorry, Susan. It's really hard. It's really hard I know that it's really hard on specific days. Hey, baby, you want to come on my live with me? I love you too.
Hi, honey.
He's going for his,
Good walk.
yeah, he said, no, thank you. I invited him to the live. Yep, they just don't know. They don't understand. They don't understand. And I'm really trying to get the living room. I keep telling my husband that he does not need a big place to watch TV, that he can take the smaller room and I can have the living room. And then I can get a long arm because there'll be a lot more
Well,
space.
I told my husband yesterday, I said, I could really use a TV in my room. And he says, "What?"
I have a TV in my room.
I
That's
know,
where
most people do.
Yeah, I have a TV in my room, and that is what I watch. or listen to all the lives that I missed from the weekend or wherever, and I leave it on my TV and I work. And if I have a work phone call or something, I just mute it so I can give people watch hours and everything else. Hey, Rob, how are you? I hope you're being able to stay cool. I watched your video where you were giving us an update in how it is sweltering in Florida right now. And I can't imagine because Georgia is hot, hot, hot. I mean,
Hi, Rob.
my husband said it wasn't quite swamp butt weather, but it was hot. It's hot. And Mike saying, see, he works better with the TV. So yes, and you can put it on your wall. You can have him hang it somewhere on your wall so it doesn't take any valuable real estate. Deb.
Yeah.
Hey
Uh,
Zaza, how are you?
I was thinking right here someplace
Mm-hmm.
on this wall because
Mm-hmm.
that will face my sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
But I also told him I need some shelving
Mm-hmm.
for some of my books.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at shelving yesterday and he was poo pooing it all.
So I think you need the living room as well. I think you just need bigger space. And then what you do is because the TV is already in the living room, you can say it just stays there and
Yeah.
it will force him to buy a TV for this your room now. He could have the smaller room.
Well, I told him, I said, I don't need a big screen TV in there. I said, I just need a small one.
Oh, um, Rob, yeah, it is really hot in Georgia. I mean, it's the type of weather you go outside and if you're one of those people that perspire, your hair is sticking to you, the gnats are sticking to you. It's just nasty. We really need some good rain to come through, cooling rain to come through. And you're soon going to be in the thick of that hurricane weather and all those tropical things going on down there. So, but yes, I'm trying to slowly take over the living room and have him switch. I told him he could knock down some walls and we could have a bigger space. That I don't need a bed. I can sleep in a recliner. You know,
Oh no, I need a bed. I sleep on my side, so
Joe, it was 50 this morning. Oh, Mona, you're going back to bed. You just got to hang out for 15 more minutes. You can do it. You can do it. Mona can do it.
Mona's going back to bed.
Oh, she was out. She was up late buying stuff from that.
Good
Yeah,
morning,
do it,
Zaza.
Mona. She bought more polka dots. I told you that. She bought more polka dots too.
I can't
So,
stay up late. I just can't do it. I used to be a night owl when I first retired
mhm,
because I couldn't do it before because I was
mhm.
working. And then when I retired, I stayed up all night. And of course, my husband still worked. So he says that's not fair because I was going to bed when he was leaving for work.
Mike, Mike, that's a good idea. So that can be a challenge for your channel. I have the fabric. I have lots of polka dots. So you can do a polka dot challenge and I'm in. I am in. I just don't want to win any more polka dots. I just want, but I'll do the challenge. I I think when I finally am able to retire, I will probably not be a sleeper sleeper. I'll be one of those cat nappers all day long. You lie down, take a nap, and re-energize yourself?
Uh, I get up early and I'm doing something all day long.
Mhm.
But by 8 o'clock at night, I'm just
Whooped. Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it, Mike. Y'all, if you have not checked out Mike's channel yet, he has not put out a video. He is fixing to soon. He's gonna have a polka dot challenge. I'm in. I generally do not take naps, but on the weekends, I nod off every once in a while if I've had a lot to do. And in the summer, I will take a nap because it is just so hot. Your plumerias are blooming. Oh my goodness, Rob. I I miss it. I miss being able to pick flowers and make leis. We just don't have. And I purchased, you can buy bougainvillea here, but unless you have a greenhouse, the bougainvillea will just die in Georgia because we freeze. Oh, but the plumerias must be beautiful. Oh, and plumerias are just the flowers that they make glaze with in Hawaii. See, Mike nods off on his office chair.
well, he learned that from his coworker.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Oh. I've never tried growing lilacs. That's so funny. That is so funny. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to your polka dot challenge. If anybody has a challenge on their channel, check everybody out. Again, we're going to be doing the ornament Christmas in July with Mona and Mike and Joe, and I think I can't remember who everybody that is in that challenge, but you have an opportunity to get some good gifts if you win. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when Mike goes live. That's going to be fun. Yeah, the ornament challenge is going to be good. I'm looking forward to see what people do. All I said was I do not want to do anything that uses 1,000 head pins.
yeah, I don't want either.
Mike said he's breaking out all the glitter from Mona. I like flowers, animals. I mean, flowers. I just do not have a green thumb. You know, so I think, Rob, that's my problem is I just do not have a green thumb, and I'm really scatterbrained when it comes to growing things. I don't remember to bring my hibiscus in. I don't remember to bring those things that are really sensitive to frost and freeze. I just don't do it. Well, Susan, I'm not going to do the Amish star, but you can enter that Amish star. I don't know if anybody else on any of the other channels will be doing it. Mine is I'll be doing a video on the ornament that I'm doing. Of course, you will not have to do the same ornament. You can make up your own ornament and enter. Oh, you're doing a 3D EPP. Zaza, you need to enter that because I would be really interested to see what that looks like. You have hibiscus in Scotland? Wow. A mini Dresden ornament? Yeah. Wow. So I'm like really interested in seeing what everybody's doing. And I may make something, I may copy and watch everybody's and try to make one. And then I will have a homespun Christmas tree this year and not all the glittery, my Christmas tree has all that stuff that the kids like, that they like to put on the Christmas trees. Because we've put up a Christmas tree for the babies, and that was it. Mm. Mm. So I'm interested, and I think right now there's 10 content creators, so you can enter the same one. Right, Deb? You can, I don't know if Mona went to bed, but you'll be able to enter your same ornament on the 10 different channels.
Yep.
Correct? So you increase your odds. What we used to make when I was a kid was that, remember those little rings that you would make with construction paper?
Oh yeah.
And then you would wrap your tree with that. You made it in
Yes, we make
school.
homemade garland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to do that. Oh, that's an idea. I could do that, and that would be really easy. You take the strip of paper, glue it with paste, interlock it, make more. I like going to Rob, I like going to Florida because there are a lot of tropical flowers that I grew up with that we're just not able to have here in my area. String popcorn with cranberries. Hmm. We used to do that too. The homemade, that the one with the flour and the salt.
Oh yeah, the homemade ornaments with your
Yeah.
handprints and
Yeah, hibiscus flowers are beautiful. And I think orchids are really pretty. And orchids grow wild in Hawaii. And if you buy orchids here, they're expensive and then they die. Salt dough, that's it, salt dough. And it's if you were a kid and you ever tried to eat that salt dough, you never do it again. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the ornament challenge that Mona is sponsoring. Susan, if you can throw it in Hawaii and probably Florida, you can just stick it in another plant and the orchid will grow. It doesn't take much for it to maintain as long as there's some type of um, moisture in the air.
yeah.
But I can't do it here. There's a lot of moisture in the air, but I think it's just too hot. It just the flowers and everything burn it, and it does not grow in my house because I live in a cave. I don't open windows and stuff. I don't keep my curtains open. There's not a lot of sunlight in my house.
No, me
I
neither.
live I live like a vampire.
Yeah.
Must keep the curtains closed.
My
Yeah.
husband's always
I,
after me. You need some sunshine.
yeah, no, no.
I said,
You
I have
you
a
don't.
window right here.
Yeah. I don't do the a lot of sunlight in my house. I'm not one of those people who like to keep the windows wide open where people who are walking by know your business. They can look in and see what you're doing. Yeah, I'm not that
Well,
one.
we don't have good ventilation to open
Mhm,
windows and doors. My house faces east west, and the
mhm,
winds come north and south.
mhm. Yeah, I've just never liked all the windows open. And my daughter doesn't either. And my husband doesn't. My husband doesn't either. I mean, I like some sunlight, obviously when you're sewing, that natural light is really nice. Um, Mike watches a lot of reality TV, and he swears that when people show up with a gift, they are passing the same orchids back and forth to each other.
We had an orchid at work, and we had one girl that was designated to water it,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise there was more than one of us watering it, and it
Mm-hmm.
would get too much, So we designated one girl to water it.
If you have a big bathroom, if you have one of those big, massive bathrooms, and you put your orchid in the bathroom, as long as there's sunlight in your bathroom, you never have to water it. It will live off the moisture and the steam from your shower. Ooh, water girl. Yeah. Oh, I was never the one that was chosen to maintain plants.
No,
They
me
actually asked me to stay
neither.
away from them,
Yeah,
which is
I
really
was the
funny.
same way.
Which is really funny because my dad had a green thumb. He could grow anything, anything. He could bring a dying plant back to life. Um he was really good.
My mom could do that.
Hmm. I just it's just not in me.
I had a little tree in my first apartment, and mom came over to visit, and I had set it outside the apartment. It
Hmm.
was so brown and dead.
Hmm.
And when she left, that little tree was gone.
Hmm.
And next time I went over to her house, I see it. And I said, Mom, what are you doing with my plant? She said, not yours anymore. You threw it out. And she brought it back to life.
Hmm.
I'm like, holy crap.
Well, I had a we purchased, and they probably have these. They're probably in Florida all over the place. But you know those petticoat ferns? They're really, really pretty, really, really pretty. And I managed to keep it alive for 3 years. And it was so beautiful. And then one day, I think I let it outside when we had a hard freeze and it never came back. I mean, I trimmed it down, I tried to do everything to it, and it never came back.
I do really good with
As long as
plants
I can't grow
that don't
carrots.
have flowers.
Huh, interesting. I can grow a pineapple. I've grown a pineapple before. I killed the fruit, but I could grow it because I didn't do anything to that either. I stuck it in a pot with some dirt and stuck it outside, and I guess it's so humid that it actually had a fruit on it, and then the fruit on it died. The pineapple itself died. But anyway,
I'm done with one, taking it apart.
are you? I have to go wake up the grandchild. He's supposed to help his papa out in the yard today because every time I turn around, he says, "Can I do a chore for $10? Can I do a chore for $50? Can I do a
Oh
chore?"
my God.
I told him that his chores were very expensive and he was going to go on the fence line and he's going to help his papa this morning clear off the fence line. So I need to get him up and get him going. Yes, so Mike, still waiting for your live. If anybody has a channel, you can drop it with exclamation be kind. Um Susan, that prayer quilt, I'd love for you to email me and so I can see it. And if you anybody has a project and you do not have a yes, $50 for chores. That's what he asks for. It's not what he gets, but that's what he asks for. Hey, the economy, everything costs more now. So
I, I
um,
asked my one of my granddaughters, she'd lost teeth, you know. I
mhm.
said, "So, how much does the tooth fairy give nowadays?" She says $5. And I said, "Holy moly. When I got him, it was a dime."
Yeah, well, they cannot buy anything for $1. We talked about it yesterday, is that you cannot even buy a candy bar for $1. So they cannot buy anything with $1. They'd have to lose all their teeth just
They
to be
have to
able to.
learn how to save their money.
They gotta lose all their teeth, and the tooth fairy has to come at one time so they can afford to buy anything. But yeah,
Uh,
the things, they don't play with things that we used to play with. All their toys, their video games, everything costs money. It's like 34.99, thirty
uh-huh.
four ninety nine. Silver
Oh,
dollars, yes.
silver dollars. I
Yeah.
have I have quite a few of my dad's silver dollars. 50-cent pieces. I have a lot of my dad's old money. I suppose I could turn it in and get big bucks for it,
No, you need to save it for the zombie apocalypse.
but it was my dad's.
Yeah.
I
It is
bet
for
he has some of those wheat pennies in there too that are going around being uh people are looking for them now because they're so um worth so much money. I used to play with dirt too.
yeah.
I had I had these really thin boards that was a pegboard, you know, but
Mhm.
I cut them and I made them roads, and I had the little cars and everything, and I built a little town out in the front yard in the dirt patch, and that's where my housing and everything was.
Well, the kids have an imagination, but it is a different type of imagination, and it is tech related. So they can get on a computer and create things on these programs, and most of them want to create video games. They just do not have the type of imagination where poor kids used to have, when we didn't have all these
And we
tech.
rode bikes everywhere.
Hmm.
We had an odometer on our bikes.
Hmm.
Oh my God, we would have been way over the limit
But now,
because we went everywhere.
if you think about it, if we were kids in today's society with everything that's happening, I don't think our parents would allow us to go and have the same freedoms because we were ignorant of what was going on out there. You had the
Yeah.
local news.
And where I grew up, it was the section of town that was the very top northwest corner.
Mhm,
And we had our own little town up there. We had a
mhm.
grocery store, a gas station, we had a school, fire station. We had all the stuff just in our little neighborhood up there.
And we also had neighbors that knew each other, which
Right.
made a big difference. And any of those parents were allowed to spank us if we got out of
Yes.
line.
Yes. And
And they could call our parents and
and
tell
the
us, hey,
parents even had stars in the windows
hmm,
so that you knew that was a safe house too.
hmm,
If you got into trouble, you
hmm.
could go, you could just walk into that house. You didn't have to knock or nothing, just walk in.
Right. And so it made a big difference is that our neighbors knew each other. And so we were pretty much safe anywhere we went in our community because if we got in trouble, if we got hurt on our bikes and a
Yep.
parent walked by, they said, "Oh, that's so and so's child."
Uh huh.
And they knew immediately who to call. You didn't need a cell phone. You didn't have to worry about getting picked up and put in their car and taken home, you
No.
know. And we always rode around with a whole bunch of friends and kids that we grew up in the neighborhood who all knew where everybody lived. So,
Yep.
and now you don't know your neighbors.
No,
You,
don't know the neighbors. I
yeah.
In this house that we live in, we communicated with both neighbors on this
Hmm.
side, and then we had one across the street and one on the other side that we were friends with. Well, they've
Hmm.
all moved. I'm the
Hmm.
only one still here,
Hmm.
but I don't know the new neighbors.
And they don't want to get to know you, and that's
No,
the sad thing is they
they
don't want.
wave. They will wave at us, but that's it.
Well, I used to get in trouble all the time, and I could be blocks away because the community park was blocks and blocks away, and I would be out with the boys because I was a tomboy. So I would be out with all the boys in the neighborhood, and if I did anything wrong, not with the boys, but if I was getting into things I shouldn't be into, or my actions looked a little suspect, I knew by the time I got home, my parents would have heard about it. So
Oh
you
yeah,
just, so you just never did it. And
we were we were
now,
always ratted out.
now if you see a child doing something and you don't know who that child belongs to, most of us will just keep walking,
Yeah.
or turn our head and pretend we haven't seen something. So having that sense of
Well, yeah,
community.
because now if you yell even "Hey" at them, you could get shot.
Well, I also remember that if something happened in the community, whether it was somebody died, somebody lost their job. Hey, Sheila, somebody lost their job. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter how poor the community was, the neighbors were, they would always help. They would bring a meal. You didn't have
Yep,
to worry about, but
yep.
everybody knew, and we just don't have that anymore. And I
No.
miss that. I miss that.
Good morning, my Sheila.
And the neighbors could just walk in without knocking
Yeah.
because you knew
Well,
them.
in my neighbor, in the immediate neighbor where I grew up,
Hmm.
the people next door and the people across the street, two different houses, are all from where I was born too. After
Hmm.
we moved up there, they came up and
Hmm.
then they bought right around our house.
Hmm.
So I've known mom and dad's neighbors forever. Well,
Hmm.
now they're all moved away from there, the ones that are still alive. But,
Hmm.
and the funny thing is, my kids live out there now.
Hmm.
My two girls do in the
Yeah.
same area that I grew up in.
Well, I know in my neighborhood, and I don't spank or anything, but if I was to see something and get onto one of the children in the neighborhood for doing something they shouldn't be doing, I'm afraid that my neighbor would come and just pop me one and tell me to mind my own business. So
Yeah,
it's not the same thing. They don't,
it's not the same. No.
yeah, they don't take it as, a learning tool, or be respectful tool. Um, but yeah, my parents always knew if I got into something I shouldn't. Yeah, we had corporal punishment in school. I remember those big old paddles, and it was
Oh
fine.
yeah.
It was fine, and we would get. Oh, that would be good, Rob. I'd like to see them. Yeah, I'd like to see them. If they would keep, I would say you could just mail me some, and I would make a lei. They smell so pretty. Yeah, I just do not know I know my neighbors. I just don't have that type of relationship with them. It's like everybody stays in their little corner. And I've said it before that if anything ever happened to my husband and I lived by myself and then something happened to me, they would find my body underneath fabric like 3 weeks later. So,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody would know.
No. If
Shop class
somebody
made the
didn't come
pattern.
and check on the pugs,
Yeah.
that's the only way they would find me, I think.
Well, I think my daughter would notice because my daughter and I either text or call every day. But the neighbors itself would not know. They don't see. I don't
No,
go outside very often, so they don't see me very often.
no, I
And
don't either.
they would miss my husband before they miss me. My husband talks to several of the neighbors because
My,
we have several single males and in my neighborhood, and they are gossips. Them men gossip more than the I know everything going on in the neighborhood because they gossip.
yeah,
It's so funny.
these new neighbors next door, I think they thought my husband lived alone with the pugs because he's the one that always takes the pugs outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then they saw me one day because I was going to a doctor's appointment. And they're like, oh, he doesn't live alone.
Yeah. Yes, Joe. I'm very surprised, but they don't my husband will come home and he'll say, "Oh, Tim said this and this and that," because I'll hear them outside and I'll say, "Tim said this and this and that." And I'm like, "Okay." So, and then I'm asking him for details and he doesn't have details. And he goes, "I don't get into everybody's business." And I'm like, "I wouldn't have known unless you guys weren't out there
I
gossiping."
know. But they don't get into the details. They
Yeah.
just know that something happened. And you're like, so we have a zillion questions for him. And the husband's just like, I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
so for example, I have a neighbor a couple houses down, and he is in the nursing home right now. His wife passed away, and they're cleaning up his house. I guess they're getting ready to sell. And my neighbor told my husband that they are going to have an estate sale, and there's a bunch of stuff in that house. And the first thing I asked him, do they have sewing machines?
Uh huh.
When are they going to do it? Can we preview the stuff, because I'll be out there previewing stuff. He goes, "I don't know anything about that." I'm like,
Yeah.
"You're telling me they're going to have an estate sale, you're telling me all this, but I need details, dates. I
Yeah.
need dates and
Yeah. And men don't get
times."
the details.
Yeah, dates and times.
Okay. This is what I just took the binding off of.
Oh, that is so cute. I love that.
And I
I
got to put a
love that.
bigger one on it. But you all will want to see this one.
I love that too. Now, what size binding did they call for?
Um, well, the binding on it said for 1 3/4,
Oh, yeah, that's
and I did,
small.
and I did two.
Mhm.
I cannot get it to flip over. That's
Well,
all the further it flips, and
well, that's
I even trimmed the batting, and it still will not cover. So I'm like,
well,
okay, it's
that's like
coming off,
those
and I'm going back to my 2.5 inch.
yeah, that's like those 3-yard quilts, and they give you those instructions to for the binding. It's like, who in the world can use a binding that thin? I mean, not if you fold it over. Not if you do an actual
Yeah,
double binding. You can't do
yeah,
it.
you can't do it. And I have been trying. I've been trying so hard. Where's the corner that I cut everything off? Right here. This is the one I
Hmm.
cut everything down. I even went sideways and down on this one. And
You
I
can't
still
get that.
fold it over and
You can't get that mitered edge.
I cannot, I can't get it to fold over because it's just too short.
Hmm.
So I'm ripping it off and I'm going back to my 2.5 inch. I
That's so
still
cute.
have enough of this.
Hmm.
Ugh, can't find my little button. This
And
has, this is
wait,
green
I
and it has leaves on it.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that's what is around the border on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the backing for this one.
Is that a batik or is that just cotton?
No, no batik.
Okay.
But it's got leaves on it, and I thought it was just so cute.
It
So I
is.
cut the bigger binding on this one. And I've already got my other binding cut.
Might just wait till she gets her camera set up. She is
Yes,
gonna.
I got 2 new cameras coming. They'll be here early this week.
Yeah, we're gonna have a professional in the room. She's gonna be
Well,
doing like
see,
Zoom.
I can't do it live until I get some cameras.
Mm-hmm.
All I have is this computer and my phone, and I tried to do it on the tablet. That wouldn't work. So I've been trying.
Mm-hmm. You'll get there. You'll get there. You have to get there before July
Cool lighting
1st.
effects. I have a light over here on too. And then this one, if I have to, I can shine it straight on me, but then I can barely see because the light
Mm-hmm.
is shining right in me. So I turn it, and then only half of me lights up. This is from the window.
Mm-hmm.
The light itself isn't helping much. But even if you turn it a little bit, I can still
Mm-hmm.
see that light, and that's all I see. I
You'll
used to
get
have it over here on this side, but that was worse. I was, this half of me over here was just completely black,
Mike
pointing at
says,
the wall. Oh, I never thought about pointing it at the wall. Ah. But this side here, I have a window here, and it's a good sized window, and it shines in at me. But then this side of me was dark, so I moved the light from there to over here. But every time I move it, it's in my eyes.
mm-hmm. But you'll get there. You'll have to get there before July 1st so you can do your ornament thing.
Oh, that's the ceiling.
Your ornament live.
This isn't a very bright light unless you look straight into it.
My husband, we bought my husband a light. What do you call it? The Ott lights or something? And it has the weirdest
Oh
buzz to it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
has a buzz. He'll it just buzzes and it's
It's
a
a real
high
low buzz.
it's high pitched and I can hear it and it really, really bothers me.
I hear it. Yes, my husband has his dad's wristwatch,
Mm-hmm.
and it still has all his dad's alarms going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just enough of a ping that I hear it. He doesn't hear it.
Yeah, my husband can't hear it either, and so it doesn't bother him. But he wanted to switch some lights out with me, and I said no. I said I can't work with your light.
Uh-uh.
It would just bug me. I'd throw it against the wall.
Yep.
Hey, Janice.
Janice, good morning.
I missed her live
Oh, I was there.
Friday night.
I was
Friday
there.
night. I didn't get the notification for it, and or maybe I did, but I was wrapped up with the grandchild. I don't remember. But I'm gonna have to. It's on my playlist to watch on Monday,
Uh,
tomorrow.
I was there. I was watching her.
Yeah, she's doing a good job. She does a great job on her channel.
There are certain ones that I make a point to be at their lives.
Mhm.
And then there's others that I have to watch on replay.
Yeah.
There's just
Well,
no getting around it because they're on too late for me.
well, mine is there is a time, even though I don't like to cook, I have to cook. That's just one of those things that I have to do. Hey, Sean. Um,
Good morning, Sean.
so generally by the time I get off of work, there is a 2-hour period that I just really can't do alive because I
Yeah.
have to interact with my family.
Yep.
And I need to decompress from the workday.
I normally am off and out of this room by 6 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
which is 7 o'clock you guys' time.
Yeah, and I think it's Gladys that I can never make Gladys's lives because when she starts, I'm cooking.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock your time.
Yeah, so I'm cooking. Yes, happy Father's Day again. Hey,
Yes. And happy Father's Day to the mothers that act for the fathers.
mhm. Yes, to anybody who plays a role in raising up the men of today, or the boys, or the girls, who have. There are a lot of single father or single men or men who are in the lives of their friends' children.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
helping to raise nephews and nieces. If you're a teacher and you are helping to mold the next generation
Yep.
as a male and being that male presence in their lives, you are a father, whether you have children of your own or not.
Yep.
So,
My niece raised 2 kids all by herself.
mhm.
All
but
he did was help create them. After that,
but
he was done.
but
No,
I am.
he didn't even have any child support. He was ordered to pay it, but he's never paid it. He's been hidden all this time.
Right,
And the
right.
kids, the youngest of them two is now in college in Tennessee.
Hmm.
I had to stop and think where the heck she went to.
Hey, do you know? I heard that if you move to West Virginia and you have a
Good morning,
remote job,
Jamie.
hey Jamie, if you have a remote job, you work from home, you can buy property in a home in West Virginia for $70,000 and you get 5 acres.
Wow.
And you can do that. Certain townships will do a lottery where they will move you to West Virginia. Just saying.
Oh,
Just saying. Well, I'll be moving to West Virginia because that's bigger homes and places to put sheds and build out those big old she sheds and so
that's
on.
right. I told my husband, I said, I'll take up that whole back side if you build me a she said, and I'll go out there every day.
The the whole point is you have to be work remote because they have no industry in the area. So
Yeah.
they're building up their internet system to assist in the remote workers, but they have absolutely no industry. But I asked my husband, I said, "You want to move to West Virginia? Because I could get a bigger home with multiple rooms and an attic,
Yeah.
and
Probably a
get
basement too.
5 acres, so I could be like Rita Rita and Janice and have my chickens out there, my chickens and my roosters."
You know what I did? I put a man cave in the basement for my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to be in 2 different rooms in the house.
Now,
Uh,
I,
that
we,
doesn't have the quilting stuff in it.
mm-hmm. No, there's quilting stuff all over my house, and there's quilts. If anything else, there's a quilt in every room in my house. So,
Well, I have bins in every room.
mm-hmm. But Deb and y'all, I think we need to call it this morning. We always seem to go over because we have such good, great conversation.
Yep.
But I need to get that grandson moving this morning so he can help his papa. Papa will be back from his walk soon.
Yep.
Jamie said
She's
she's
taking over the
taking
whole
over.
upstairs.
Yeah, you just do what you got to do. You do just say it's just whatever makes you happy. If taking over the whole house with your quilting stuff, you know, just give them a little corner, a recliner and their TV.
That's right.
You know, but
Okay.
I'm
Happy
getting
Father's Day, everybody.
yes, I'm getting ready to say goodbye. I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday. Stay cool. We're on those places where it's too hot. If you watch on the replay, Deb and I love y'all. We always appreciate you hanging out with us, even though we don't talk about anything but stuff. Um, and we will see you all next time. I'll be on live tomorrow with Mona, 8 p.m. my time. And anybody who wants to join us, you will be more than welcome to just pop in and join us for 5 minutes the whole time. But we will be on, and I think we'll discuss that ornament thing a little bit more. So
Okay.
y'all have a good one.
All right.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.